What's up? What's up? Straight to the point. Sports and entertainment. Uh, Here again. We back live again. What's up, Brown Sugar Mama? I see you up in here. Um, LDBC Queen. All right, we got a lot to unpack right now. Shout out to the NCAA tournament. The tournament just getting underway. And lots of NBA, man. I love this time of year, man. I love this time of year because you got March Madness, then you have, of course, the Final Four, then the NCAA championship. Then you got, well, used to be just jumping straight into the playoffs, but then you got people fighting for, positioning in the pro level. But now that has turned into fighting and positioning for the play-in, so to speak. And then, of course, you have the playoffs, and then you got the the finals, and then it's off season again. But this is my time of year. For anybody knows me, this is my time of year. Don't get me wrong, I love when basketball season gets started in general, but at that time you also have football going on too, because it's the fall time of year. But I love this time of year, man. This is the time of year when it's all about the marvels, so to speak. Um, it's all about that trophy, all about them awards, all about who's gonna win it all, and it makes everybody hungry. Who wants it more? Who's gonna fight to get it? So I love this time of year, and if you're a basketball head and you really love and appreciate the game, then you love this time of year. And if you don't, hey, that's on you. But nevertheless, man, let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right. I don't got too many people on right now, but if you jump on a little bit later, just go ahead and play catch up, play back game. Um, Stephen A. Smith, what you need to do is you need to keep that same energy. You need to keep that same energy that you had towards Zion in the beginning. Okay? Now, in case you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry about that. Stephen A. Smith, rather. I'm about to say Stephen Curry. Lord have mercy. Stephen A. Smith was very critical of Zion. He was critical of his weight, which everybody else was too. Stephen A. Smith wasn't the only one. He was criticizing him, but he was criticizing him this year. But the thing about it is that Zion was actually having a productive season. He was criticizing him when he didn't really need to be critiqued. Well, if you don't know, Zion Williamson has lost 25 pounds, okay? Now, while that might not seem like a lot to some people, that's a very good thing for Zion Williamson. He's looking real chiseled, like a whole nother person. And see, what I've told people is that, I've defended Zion. There's people always talking about, oh yeah, Zion this, Zion that. You can't say that this year. I will give credit to what credit's due. It's just like with Anthony Davis, okay? If he is playing piss poor and he's always falling on the ground getting hurt, you're going to get the smoke. Okay, I'm just giving an example. If you're going to sit out all the time, like Ben Simmons was doing, and he's doing, well, he has to now because he has no other choice. But like he was doing, always sitting down for something, you're going to get the smoke. In this case, Zion was starting to do the same thing. Oh, I'm hurt again and all this other stuff. I don't know if I want to really get out there and play. He got the smoke. But now, you can't say that about Zion this year. Zion has really treated the game like he really wants to stay. Him losing that weight was very it's very vital for a couple of reasons. One, he is under a weight restriction clause, okay, and he has to abide by that. So I'm glad that he's doing that, and plus you can see a difference in his play. That's not to say that he wasn't athletic. That's not to say that he wasn't a dynamic player. That's not to say that he didn't have any potential. But Zion Williamson is playing better, and he's playing within the team. Because I'm gonna be real with you, over the past couple of seasons, I haven't been impressed with him because I honestly felt like the team looked better without him. Okay, because of his attitude and everything else. But now he's starting to fit within there, and he's really taking the game serious. And I think a lot of it has to do with Joe Dumars implementing that 65 game rule. Okay, it's made everybody step their game up. So now we can't criticize a guy like Zion. Yeah, you could criticize him here and there if he, of course, messes up on the basketball court. But for his effort and what he's been doing this season, man, there is no way in hell that Stephen A. Smith can criticize him about anything. You have to give him the praise. So what I'm telling the Stephen A. Smith is, man, keep that same damn energy. See that same damn energy. Yes, that's facts, little mama. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this, right? Zion, the way he's playing, this is the Zion that people wanted to see when he first got in. Okay, he's giving highlights, he's dunking and everything. But what Zion is starting to improve on is he's starting to evolve his game. Okay, what's up with the Cypress? I see you in the building. Yeah, they are a good team. Now I don't know if they're a championship team just yet, but they are a good team. I don't see them being a threat to anybody. They could be a threat to possibly OKC, because we got to remember people are sleeping on OKC. They're sleeping on SGA. They're sleeping on Chet Holmgren and that young crew that they got there. They're not a threat to the Nuggets, of course. Minnesota, that's kind of up in the air, but I just don't think that they have the size for that. Okay. What's up with it, Kev Cook? I see you in the building, man. Chicago all day representing. What's up with it, Ron? I see you in the building, bro. Texas representing all day. Make sure y'all go sub to the brother Cypress TV too. All right, it's on and popping there with the Memphis. I was up in there jamming. Now look, man, don't judge me when I jam this song, okay? Yeah, Glow, man, that shit go hard, man. Don't even front, all right? Y'all know y'all like that song. LeBron can sing the song, so I'm gonna sing the goddamn song, okay? But anyway, man, let's get back to Zion real quick, all right? Now, the thing about Zion, what I'm noticing about him, man, is he's starting to. He's slow. Not that he moves super fast or anything, but you notice that he rushed his offensive when he would have the ball. He was very not out of control per se, but he was in a rush to do certain things. Now he's starting to kind of slow down just a little bit. He's letting the game come to him. He's always had good feel for the game, but now you're really starting to see his feel for the game. That's what I'm saying. If you go back and you go look at LJ, the way that he played back once upon a time, when I'm talking about a young LJ, not New York Knicks LJ. Okay, I'm not talking about before the back injuries. I'm talking about LJ, man, that used to grab the ball, touch his shoe, and windmill. That LJ. Okay, and could also pull up on you, and can also use post moves, and he could play mid range, or he could take you to the cup, that sort of thing. Put the ball on the floor, do all of that. That's Zion. I've always compared those two. I think that Zion probably has the edge on him in terms of his vertical, though. And I would say he's a little bit more explosive. What's up with it, Ted? I see you in the building, bro. Yeah, Glow. Man, that song go hard, though, Sugar. I like that song. She definitely is coming now. I'm going to talk about, don't get me wrong, man, I'm going to talk about the female hip-hop in just a little bit, man. But Glow is busting out on the scene, and so is Sexy Red. Sexy Red had a performance at Rolling Loud and everything, but they starting to hit the ground running. That's why I think them two are gonna start really taking over. They're gonna come in 24. They're really gonna start really kicking those down, man. So salute to them for getting back into the lab. You say I don't know about the song. I don't listen to that kind of stuff. Man, I listen to it all, man. You know what I'm saying? I listen to it all. Man, I listen to hip hop, jazz, rock, country, you know what I'm saying? Tejano, whatever, man. I listen to new, old, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to know what's going on. Now, I don't listen to everything. You know what I'm saying? There's some things I gotta be like, when I got my kids in the car and all that other stuff, I'm like, no, we're not listening to that. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, yeah, it's a good song, man. I like that. That's not no damn rap. They selling sex. Hey, but it's definitely a popping song. Matter of fact, they jamming it at South by Southwest. So anything that gets played at South by Southwest, man, it's definitely jamming. And she performed at Rolling Loud. So salute to her. And that's after her having a baby. So she just busts right out on the scene. So salute to her for getting back into the lab. Yeah, but with Zion, I don't see that the Pelicans. I don't see the Pelicans really going anywhere. Like they could possibly make some noise uh, if Zion Williamson he continues. The main thing is with a lot of these teams though is health. Okay, it's got to be health. Um, if it's if it's not if they're not healthy, then they're not going to go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? If it's just like with the case with Golden State. That's my only concern with Golden State besides their size. They just you got Steph. He got hurt. That concerns me. Draymond Green, his back has been flaring up again. He's had some issues with his back again. The same back issues that has kept him out in the past. Then of course Clay, although he's doing better coming off the bench, he's found a new role and everything. You still don't know. You never could tell. And then you got a few others on there that's had some little knick-knack injuries. And Chris Paul, you said Zion will take him to the top. What the top of what? Because if you're talking about the top of the West, that's definitely not happening. They can't compete with the Nuggets. Okay, there's no way in hell that anybody on that team can stop Anthony Edwards. All right, who's going to stop Jokic? Who's going to stop Murray? Who's going to stop Aaron Gordon? Who's going to stop? I could go on and on. Who's going to stop Michael Porter Jr.? And you can stop them. Now, Brandon Ingram is that guy. He's a hard guy to stop. He's a very tremendous scorer. I like Brandon Ingram. He reminds me so much of Kevin Durant. They got a lot of similarities in their game and the way that their games are built. But I mean, they're young. They're still a young team, relatively young team. But I just don't see that happening. And then on top of that, you got to talk about OKC too. I don't know why anybody doesn't see OKC as a threat, man. But with a guy like SGA, man, he's a real threat. They're not talking about some of these teams that need to be talked about, but that's all right. They're going to sneak up on them in the end. Matter of fact, I think that OKC can possibly that's who I think can actually challenge the Nuggets, though. Sexy Red ain't no rapper. You're right. Yeah. Hey, she might not be a rapper, but she getting generational wealth. Now, some of the stuff I don't agree with that she does, but man, she understands what's going on. Both her and Glow. And the thing that I like about them both too is that they're willing to. They don't care about the criticism that comes their way. and that's what you have to like. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna have people out there that don't like what they do, don't like how they look, don't like the music that they make or anything like that. But guess what? You do have people out there that do like how they look and do like the music that they make and do like the things that they say. So I mean, if you look at it like that, man, shoot, you know what I'm saying? In the end, they winning. He said she understands. Yeah, but she winning though. Same thing with porn stars. Same thing with strippers. Same thing with these uh, men and women that do OnlyFans. They're not the only ones that selling sex. I mean, look at Jake Paul. Jake Paul is not just a boxer. He's on OnlyFans too. You know what I'm saying? They got more than one hustle. And I'm, hey, I don't knock her for it. You know what I'm saying? Now, do we want everybody to be looking up to them as, hey, this is who you want to be like? Nah, but I'm just saying they found their lane to do it. She'll be broke by 35. That's cap. You got to come stronger than that, man. Do you realize that how much money she's making? And she's aligning herself. She's doing the thing smart. That's just like with Ice Spice. She's aligning herself perfectly with with some of the majors. She got to deal with Dunkin' Donuts, man. Like that's huge. So man, you gotta come with something better than that. Nah, that's cap. Yeah, that you definitely gotta come. And I mean, if you can foresee it, then that's great. But she won't be broke, man. She won't be broke, and neither will Glow, because they got timeless music. And the fact that the one thing that you don't realize either is that when you um whether it's good cloud or black, like, see, when you criticize them and when you talk about them, well, guess what, you're still talking about them. So they want you to say stuff like that about them, about, like, how nasty they are, and they can't do this and they can't do that. It's just gaining more clout, and they're getting the clicks, the views, and all that other stuff. She was laughing on Twitter about what they were saying about her at Rolling Loud. And I mean, while we're talking about that, you got to look at, like, certain athletes. Man, everybody acts like Paul Pierce was really liked and everything. Like, he was, oh yeah, we love Paul Pierce. Man, they hated Paul Pierce, just like they hated Kobe Bryant, just like they couldn't stand Kevin Garnett. They thought Kevin Garnett was a bully, but guess what? It didn't stop them from being champions. So you gotta take that into account. People idolize the wrong thing. Yeah, they do, but hey, that's all the hustle, man. You said timeless music. Yeah, timeless music, man. Hey, Glow got some bars, man. She really be spitting, man. Lotto, I forget about Lotto too. Lotto is more, of course, she's a little bit more lyrical and everything, but you gotta, like I said, man, you can't just look at it just, okay, yeah, I'm gonna just look at it and then turn your screen off or anything. No, you got to be able to understand the science of certain things. There might be some things that you might not like about it. I don't like everything about Sexy Red, but I try to understand her music. You know what I'm saying? And I try to understand Glow's music. Glow to me is the total complete package. You know what I'm saying? But she just hasn't really got that push yet. But I think she's gonna blow pretty soon. I think she'll be best to blow pretty soon. And I mean, people are gonna hate on her. That's just what it is. They already hated on her because of the comments that she said about the whole poop stuff and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that she's gonna be a one-hit wonder either, because then she got Cardi B teaching her the game too, and people were saying the same stuff about Cardi B too. They thought that Cardi B was just gonna be like, oh, like at first I didn't. I was like, when she was on Love and Hip Hop and all of that, I was like, man, who is this? I didn't take her music seriously or anything, but I can remember I was in the club and I heard Bodak Yellow, and I was like, man, who is this? And it was Cardi B. It was the girl from Love and Hip Hop. Then she got her teeth fixed and all that other stuff. And the rest is history. Now she could jump on any song and make it blow. You said them Wolves will be out the game in 2 years. You don't know that. How do you know? Are you their manager? You don't know that. You don't know that. They're still talking about him now. Everybody thought that, they were going to stop popping out and everything. They're still popping out with music. To be honest with you, they said the same thing about J. Cole. Look at J. Cole. They said that he would never make it in terms of how he raps because he's too conscious and all this other stuff. Well, guess what? He ended up, well, you got the masters and everything, but he was complaining to Jay-Z about them overcharging for his masters. But of course, he got with Rock Nation and all that other stuff, and we see how that went. They said the same thing about Drake. They said Drake wouldn't amount to anything because he was up in there trying to sing and all that other stuff. Now, everybody, you get on a song with Drake, your shit is gonna blow. They were clowning Drake when he started all that singing stuff and all that other stuff, and look where he's at now. They said the same thing about Kendrick Lamar. They said he wouldn't even survive in the game because he was conscious. So and look where they at. So you're gonna have people out there. You're gonna have naysayers. I'm definitely not having. I'm just speaking my opinion. I guess mother girl ain't definitely. Yeah, I understand. Look, like I said, man. At the end of the day, do I agree with everything that they do? No. There are certain things that I appreciate about each one of them. Like with Megan Thee Stallion, I don't like all of her songs, but one thing I appreciate about Megan Thee Stallion, I think on the level of lyricism right now, Megan Thee Stallion could compete with any girl that's out there, any woman that's out there lyrically. She pretty much tore Nicki to shreds in that beat. And people don't know how to drive. No, he's not. How is he trash? How is he trash? You're saying he's trash and everything, but that's because you probably don't listen to him like that anymore. The game evolved. He's not trash. You just don't probably listen to him like that anymore. Of course, you're gonna say that. Drake was never trash, and in my opinion, just because of the ghostwriting thing, he's still a talent, man. But nah, he's definitely not trash. Yeah, none of those are trash because if he gets on a song right now, it'll blow. So obviously that's not trash. So you got to change the way that you're looking at things. But I mean, who do you think is hot right now? Because this is the thing. If you're looking for just people to shoot people in the head and all this pull up and light people up and stuff like that, I mean that's not actual lyricism. And that's not what Drake is always talking about. Yeah, Drake is still successful. I mean, you looking at it from the standpoint of Drake making like a whole bunch of songs and stuff like that. Man, he has other stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? These guys are getting older now. It's time for the young people to step in there. But Drake is never trash. Matter of fact, I was gonna be like, Drake versus J. Cole, but in my opinion, I got J. Cole because J. Cole actually writes his stuff. Right, right. How many people can you say have stayed in the game that long? Weezy stayed for a long time. And of course he was picking his brain. You know, you got to understand that rap evolves, everything evolves now. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you're probably gonna say, yeah, this person trash, that person trash, but that's not necessarily the truth. So, yeah, in terms of Lotto, Sexy Red, Ice Spice, Megan Thee Stallion, um, Coy Leray, all of those guys, man, salute to all of them, man, because they ushering in. Matter of fact, listen, the females and Glorilla, all of them, they're, I'm gonna be real with you. They're putting the men to shame. If you really want to be honest, the females are killing hip hop right now. I mean, in a good sense, they're killing hip hop right now. The females are really running hip hop right now, and a lot of guys, they might not agree with that, especially if you have a male, if you're a sexist and you have a male ego, but man, Drake's music will always be the same. Any time that Drake, if Drake goes on tour right now, he's gonna sell out everywhere. If Drake jumps on any song right now, it's gonna blow. I guarantee you. I mean, if you got Usher going out there at a Super Bowl and his streams and all that other stuff is going up, what do you think is gonna happen to Drake? Plus, he's singing and rapping a little girl, I guess. People would like him. Yeah, I mean, because you got to be able to reach that younger audience. Everything evolves, especially if you're going to continue to do music. That's why a lot of people don't even last, is because they get stagnated in just doing one thing. Drake is a very he's a cerebral guy, man. That's one thing I can't say. Like I said, there were people like I ain't gonna lie, I was criticizing him when he had first got in, because when he was trying to learn to sing, he was singing like off tone a little bit. Like people were criticizing him about his singing and stuff like that, but he was actually saying he was taking singing lessons. Like he was really having to go back to the basics in terms of how to sing, how to breathe properly, how to sing from your diaphragm instead of singing from your nose, stuff like that. And he was going through all of that stuff, and I watched it transition, and it was crazy that he was going through all that. Right, he's got crossover appeal, and everybody, like Ron, you were saying, oh yeah, Nicki's so great and everything. Well, did she win a Grammy? No, she didn't. Nicki was never Nicki. That's why I don't even put Nicki as a talent. Yeah, she did her thing in terms of entertainment and stuff like that, but in terms of like lyrics and all that other stuff, she just came. Her career got killed by a girl by Remy Ma. What do you mean? Who? Yeah, shit. They're not. I mean, Nicki is not on their level. Nicki is I thought she was a terrible rapper when she first came in. I never liked any of her songs. Matter of fact, she should be thankful that Gucci man, Guwap even discovered her, and she doesn't want to pay homage to her. Of course, Drake music going to blow. Hey, whatever. But like I said, man, whatever he got to do to get the check, man. But I'm saying like in terms, let's just I'm gonna separate it from looking at it at that aspect. But the fact that Drake is able to jump on any song and make it blow, I mean, that speaks volume. And you may not like it. It's just like with LeBron James. You might not like seeing this guy play, but guess what? Guess how much money he generates. A lot of people might not like the fact that LeBron James is about to, on the verge of possibly signing a contract for 100 mil. But guess how much money he generates for LA? You have to look at it from that aspect. No, she can't. What is she doing now? Nobody even know that she has a tour. But if Sexy Red was to say, I'm going on tour, guess what? Everybody would be lining up to do it. If Glorilla was about to go on a tour, Cardi B was about to go on a tour, nobody even talked about it. She had to get Cat Williams. She tried to get Cat Williams on the tour just so that it'll blow. And that was after Cat Williams had that interview with Club Shay Shay because Cat Williams' name was popping again. So that just tells you that Nicki doesn't quite have the leverage like she used to. Right now, if you line up Cardi B and you line up Nicki Minaj, everybody's going to go towards Cardi B. End of discussion. Oh, you cute. Sad. In the music award and Grammy. Well, it's in the record book. I mean, it's something, but you got to look at that. Okay, well, we'll take the Grammys out of it. We'll just use that example that I did. Like I said, if you mention Nicki Minaj right now, there's not very many people that there's gonna be, like probably her fans from back in the days and all that other stuff, but nobody's rocking with Nicki like that anymore because they see for what she is. Plus, her time is done anyways, and she was never as successful as the other ones. She didn't really make like great music, and she wasn't versatile. Cardi B is versatile. Megan Thee Stallion is versatile. Megan Thee Stallion can rap fast. She can rap slow. She could do a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? And just because she was from the South, of course they're gonna criticize. Oh, she's not from the North. She's not from the East Coast, but she could still step on the Hot 97 and still freestyle and still make the track hot. She could still go to Sway's music, make the track hot. She could still go to the Breakfast Club, make the track hot. So you got to look at it like that. Nicki Minaj, she's not on their level. She's not even on Lotto's level. She's not on Ice Spice level. She's not on Glorilla level. She ain't on nobody level. You said Nicki. Yeah. Her time is done, man. No, I'm not hating. What I had to hate on? Listen, her time is done. Her time is done. I mean, there's nothing more that I can say. She had her time. Her time is done. Remy Ma, the fact that you didn't go back at Remy Ma and make that's what you're supposed to do. Roxanne Shante, she battled. You know what I'm saying? MC Lyte, she was a lyricist. Queen Latifah was a lyricist. Lisa, God rest her soul, Left Eye Lopez was a lyricist. The Brat was a lyricist. Nicki Minaj is not on their level. You know what I'm saying? Yo-Yo was a lyricist. Conscious Daughter was a lyricist, or they were lyricists. One of them passed away. God rest her soul. But that's what I'm talking about. If you're not spitting that type of flame, and all you're just doing is just sex and all that stuff, and you don't know how to diversify what you're doing, you're not gonna last long. Yeah, well, hey, that's your opinion, buddy. Bring back the brat. No, she too busy raising her kids, man. Yeah, but you're smashed. See, that don't make no sense. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we talking about. We're not talking about whether you'll smash or pass, man. We talking about just strictly music, music, man, music. You worried about if you could smash or pass or not, man. I'm trying to talk to you about lyrics, or just the music itself and them being entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Oh yeah, I smashed. Oh, you know what? But then you got the nerve enough to be talking about what's her name? Rachel Nichols. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Yeah, man. You talk. Can we talk about how good they are as far as entertaining? But it's got to be. Oh yeah, they gotta be thick, or they gotta look pretty and everything in order for you to like their music. If that's the case, then you're being hypocritical because you're saying it's all about sex, right? I was talking about music. Can get what she could. She could get that big ass caterpillar off her nose. That's what she could get. But anyways, man, yeah. I wanted to talk about the podcast for a second with JJ Reddick and LeBron. Now, I I want to give a shout out to the brother Tiki TV. Now, he touched on the whole thing, but there was a segment in the podcast that I was interested in talking about, and I wanted to tell people this, but a lot of people don't seem to really understand when I say this. When the Lakers won in 2020, okay, when y'all won the championship in 2020, everybody seems to think that it was just all about LeBron winning that championship, which is furthest from the case, okay? It was a team effort, okay? It was a team effort, but there was a segment in there in which LeBron had pointed out, which I had been saying for a long time, and I said to myself, if it was not for Rajon Rondo, guys like Rajon Rondo, of course you got to throw in, the Dwight Howards and JaVale McGee and KCPs and everybody else that was on that squad, and AD, which some people felt like AD should have got the MVP or whatever in as far as the bubble and stuff. But Rajon Rondo was holding guys accountable, his playmaking and his shooting. His stats are probably not going to jump out at you, but LeBron had actually deferred to Rajon Rondo, and he even said that because JJ Redick had asked him a question in terms of IQ, who do you see has a very high IQ? Right off the top of his head, he said Rajon Rondo, and I have been saying that for I don't know how long. Rajon Rondo, man, is a guy that is very cerebral. He's one of the point guards that you have to admire because you can also say that when they brought the Celtics to championship too in 2008. Yeah, yeah. Caruso played good. Yeah, I forget about Alex Caruso. That see when they lost those guys, it was like a whole. You could clearly see that the Lakers weren't the same. But I like the fact that LeBron had mentioned that in terms of saying that Rajon Rondo, his IQ was very important. I'm pretty sure he picked Rajon Rondo's brain. Everybody talks about how high of an IQ LeBron got. No, Rajon Rondo has a high IQ because he's played the position for quite some time. Now he's done some stuff off of the court, man. I hope he gets all that, you know, that situation patched up and everything. But he even said that he could see Rajon Rondo as a coach, and he said he probably doesn't want to be around a whole bunch of rich guys and personalities and stuff like that because Rajon Rondo is too real. And I could definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. And this, see, at first I thought it was literally going to be an X's and O's podcast when I first saw it and everything, but um I'm glad they were able to sit down and clear some things up. But that was the main thing that I wanted to talk. Of course, he talked about Steph Curry and everything like that, and him showing admiration for Steph Curry. But I do got to say something. Now, to me, in my opinion, Steph Curry wasn't the one that that really changed the game. And I got to allude to something that Ticket has said, and he was on point with this. He wasn't the one that necessarily changed the game, and I'll take it a step further. Of course, we had the 5 seconds, 7 seconds or less, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You had the positionless basketball with Don Nelson. Okay, but I'll take it a step further. It was also the innovation of the stretch fours too, and stretch five to a degree. Okay, you had guys like Cliff Robinson that was able to step out. Rasheed Wallace was starting to do it more. You had more guys starting to step out and hit the three. To me, if we're gonna talk about 3 point shooters and stuff ushering in, you got to mention a guy like Dale Ellis. You got to mention a guy, of course, like the Ray Allen, like the Reggie Millers and stuff. But of course, we're looking at a guy like Steph Curry who's able to step right in, one step in from half court, and just drain them like it's a free throw and stuff. But I mean, Steph Curry did take it to a whole nother level. But we got to give credit to the other guys too as well. Yeah, Michael Adams, Mahmoud, Chris Jackson, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. I always had trouble saying his name. But yeah, man, I'm waiting on the next episode to happen. But I'm glad that I gotta give him credit for saying that. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't know if he was just saying that for, I'm not gonna say shock value, but just to kind of stun people that he said that or whatever. But I don't even know if that's how he truly felt. But the fact that he said it, you like the podcast? Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, he wants to come down here and dance. You know what I'm saying? He wants to come down here and be the Book of Eli, man. We could do that. We could Book of Eli it all day. Now you coming to our world, the YouTube world. So yeah, man. For the most part, man, it was it. I like the podcast, and like I said, man. I don't always agree with everything that JJ Reddy say. You said he's not ready for the YouTube streets. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. And I'm pretty sure, man, he sees all the stuff, you know what I'm saying, LeBron do. You know what I'm saying? He's not LeBron ain't no dumb dude. He know people are criticizing him and talking about him and stuff. You know what I'm saying? He knows that. But him getting with JJ Redick, I think some people are kind of shocked that he would choose a guy like JJ Redick. But of course, in order to move, JJ Redick is taking what he does seriously. You know what I'm saying in terms of media and broadcasting. I give JJ Redick that, man. He wants to move up. You know what I'm saying? He's saying stuff on TV for shock value. Like I said, he even said, yeah, how long he was a plumber, but you had to say that shit because we got on your helmet about you saying plumbers and firemen and cab drivers and all that other silly shit that you said. He was definitely capping on that. The same guy that you calling a plumber and all this other stuff, a guy you I think Ron was saying, oh yeah, JJ Redick is the GOAT of college basketball. Man, you ain't no damn GOAT. You ain't even an all-time leading scorer. The all-time leading scorer was Pete Maravich. And Pete Maravich, I guess he played in the plumber and cable guy and electrician era. Yeah, ready to go of college basketball. Now he was a tremendous college basketball player. I'm not taking anything away from that, but I figured out way early that he couldn't really put the ball on the floor. I figured that out early, but it doesn't take anything away from what he did. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was great for our squad. You know what I'm saying? I cheer anybody on that that would do. But yeah, we'll see how the next episode goes, man. It's gonna be interesting where it goes. I thought it was gonna. I think what people really want to see. I know some people want to see the intelligent talk and stuff like that. You said ready. Yeah, he was good with the 76ers. Yeah, he was, and the Pelicans. He was good with the Pelicans. Matter of fact, he averaged the most. Uh, I think he averaged the most as a Pelican because I think he was averaging like 18. His highest was like 18.3 or something like that. So, but yeah, man. I mean, aside from him playing and everything like that, I mean, you can't take the fact that he played in the NBA, but he know that everybody was gonna get on his helmet. Like he knew that Too Raw was was really fitting to cook his ass, and as well as the LDBC was gonna cook his ass for saying some silly shit like that, talking about plumbers and cab drivers and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's a disrespect to the guys that have played the game in the past. And there might have been guys that were plumbers and firemen and cablemen and cab drivers and all that other stuff because you did have to think back in those days they weren't making as much money as they were now in the NBA. They had to have other jobs in the off season in order to make ends meet. They're not getting the bag. They weren't getting the bag like they are now. So what's it? Elgin Baylor, the late Elgin Baylor, he served in the military. There were a lot of guys that were servicemen. Um, and they had to, they were called to serve and stuff like that. Cousy wanted to play 1-on-1 versus for disrespect. Yeah, Cousy probably would have lit him up, man. Bob Cousy. And see, you'll look at the film, and be like, oh, Bob Cousy was trash and all that other stuff. But for that time, Bob Cousy was actually pretty good. he was great for his time. We can't say from looking at film, oh yeah, that guy was trash or anything like that, because the game evolved. You can't go back and be like, oh yeah, that guy was trash and all that stuff. You just can't do that. You said Bob Cousy was the truth, yeah, and everybody wants to talk about, oh yeah, he didn't, Jordan didn't have no left hand. Well, hey, you could have said the same thing about Bob Cousy. Bob Cousy dribbled a lot with his right hand. That's not to say that he didn't have no left hand, but he dribbled a lot with his right hand. Yeah, guys, but I'm finna go ahead and roll out, man. I appreciate y'all pulling up though. Want y'all to like the video, share it, subscribe, hit them notifications too. Till then, man, it's straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Shout out to the Lions Den, both basketball and boxing communities. Until then, man, I get that. Oh, what is that? Oh, okay. Okay, man. I get at y'all later, man. I'm gonna drop a few more videos later, and then I'll probably go live one more time just to keep y'all rocking and everything. But till then, it's straight to the point, sports and entertainment, man. I get at y'all later.